The Beach FM Business Lunch Show, brought to you by PlaceMakers Kapiti Horowhenua. Together we're building New Zealand.
Welcome back to Business Lunch on Beach FM with Damian, and let's welcome into the show from Life Pharmacy Coastlands, the manager. She is Sharleen Giles. G'day, Sharleen.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm very well. How are you doing during this time?
Well, like most Kiwis, lots of Kiwis, I've been in isolation also because of a pre-existing medical condition. So I've joined the millions of other people stuck at home, working from home.
Wow. Did you think you would ever see something like this in your lifetime when you took over a pharmacy?
No, look, I think that in the health sector, we always talk about, worst case scenarios, breakouts of things like measles and things like that. But I didn't ever think that we'd see a pandemic of this scale in New Zealand. It's been, I suppose, well beyond what anyone could imagine. But I think New Zealand's coped really well, and I think we've had some great leadership in this time as well.
Outstanding. Well, let's take a step back tell us a bit about your background, how long you've had the pharmacy.
So I'm the business manager for Green Cross Health. I've been a pharmacy manager now for about 25 years, and I've been in that role at Coastlands for the last 10 years. So I've had a bit of experience on the side of the Tasman. Started off on the side of the Tasman in a little pharmacy called Seaturn Pharmacy in Wellington.
Cool.
And and have just basically worked in pharmacy ever since. I did a big stint in Australia, working in kind of some of the big box pharmacies in Australia, which we see kind of coming to our shores now. Not Chemist Warehouse, I didn't work for them, but I worked for some of their competitors. So, I've been in this industry for a long time, and I really enjoy it as well.
Awesome. That's fantastic. And what do you like most about being in the community, a part of the community, because you get to see so many of us?
Oh, look, I just think that, working in pharmacy, you get to see people at their really best, and you get to see them at their very worst. When you're in a business where you're helping people, whether you're helping them with their medication, which is obviously a large part of our business, and helping them, with care and advice, right down to whether we're matching them up for a foundation or, taking care of some of their beauty needs. It's all kind of contact, and I think that we get a really good picture in pharmacy of what our community looks like, and it's just a really enjoyable experience. It's kind of heart-wrenching to help people, and my staff love doing it, and that's why they're there. And it can be trying at times, as I'm sure you can understand, especially at the moment. But that's what we've done, and it does mean a lot to make a bit of a difference and be able to help in these times. And this is what we're there for.
Absolutely. Love it. Tell us about this time. How were you guys prepared? Did you have anything at all in place that could possibly have seen this or prepare you for this? And how has your management changed with you being at home and people being at work, still supplying the people?
Well, I suppose the thing is like all businesses, we had to analyse our risk, and we had some staff that couldn't come to work, and that was okay. We operate with a large staff. We have about 28 to 30 people. So, we probably lost about 8 people that weren't able to come to work because they fell into a criteria of risk. Obviously, our retail has basically fallen away. So we're operating a closed door and basically running a dispensary. But it was one of the biggest dispensaries in New Zealand before this time, and it still is. The need increased because of a number of reasons. Obviously, the doctors were supplying patients with their prescriptions, via virtual appointments, if you like. But we also had big restrictions with drugs in New Zealand from Pharmac, so that put everyone onto monthly dispensing. So if you can imagine the impact of going from supplying a person 3 months worth of medication to now we're supplying it to them monthly, that's also tripled our workload. So it's increased. I mean, we literally had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of faxes, of fax prescriptions coming off the fax, every couple of hours. And so my staff were working till like 11 o'clock at night, and, the first week was chaos, but it kind of got better. But when I say better, not normal, but I don't know if you know this, but we've also undergone a massive refit, Team Medical and Life Pharmacy Coastlands. And it just so happened that it more or less the major stuff started the day before on Sunday, the 22nd of March. So although we don't wish a pandemic on anyone, the builders had quietly joked, imagine if we had to close the store and we could do it without the public. And unfortunately, that wish did come true. And so that's worked out for them in the respect that as an essential service, we were able to continue on to try to finish the dispensary because my staff didn't really have a dispensary to operate out of. They had moved out of it. They'd moved out of it the Wednesday prior to COVID, actually. So it was quite a struggle for them to, I suppose, have a makeshift dispensary. But, I think in these times, the thing that we've all seen, and I've seen personally from my staff, is the resilience. They're just an amazing team of people that wanted to do whatever they could to help Kiwis. And it's kind of upsetting because it just brings the best of people out. And I know that there's some cases where we get the worst of people, but I think generally that's what we've seen across New Zealand and especially across Kapiti. Like right down, our delivery car broke down. Tyre went flat, and it was a bit of a slow running puncture, and I probably should have got it repaired, but there was no people fixing tyres, as nobody out there, and my son-in-law rang a mate from Cooper's Tyres on Kapiti Road and said, I can't believe you picked up the phone. And the guy said, well, I haven't been picking up the phone, but for some reason I picked up your call. And he said, well, we've got the pharmacy delivery car and the tyre's flat. The guy said, I'll see you in 10 minutes. He fixed the tyre. He had obviously taken the tyre off the car, but long story short was he fixed it and he sorted it, and that's what communities are all about.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we're seeing everywhere. And look, we are an essential service, but we're just doing what we do. So we're doing it, we've done it under more, I suppose, stressful situation because we haven't had the shop as it normally would be. The shop's been basically a building zone, but the resilience of my staff, a big call out to some of the team like Cindy and Claire and Sammy, who have held the ship for me and managed the store while I haven't been there. I've worked from home and been able to dial in and kind of had FaceTime talks with them each day, and there was advantages from working from home, and I suppose the big advantages was the information coming from the Ministry of Health in the first week of COVID was, continual, and there was a lot of updates from Green Cross Health, who we work for, and the Pharmacy Society, and everybody trying to make sure that we had everything we needed. And so it was really good to be able to divulge that information off-site and pass it on to the team without them having to have the stress of it. So that's been really beneficial. But overall, it's just been a stellar performance from the team down there, and I just really appreciate everything they've done.
Yeah, awesome stuff. What does lastly, Sharleen, what does level 3 and level 2 look like for you guys?
Yeah, look, I think that we're still trying to get some clarity around that. I mean, under level 3, as I said, we are in a bit of a different position, so we're trying to get the store set up. It's just about finished, so we're trying to get the store set up to sell. But, our priority is obviously the safety of the staff and the public. So I don't see things changing a hell of a lot under level 3, but we're hoping to go to a restricted access model maybe in 2 weeks, which would be 1 week after level 3, in action. Obviously, we could be open now, but we just want to make sure that we've got a really safe environment for the customers to come into, that we can set up with good contact tracing and, just a good environment for them to come into, with no risk, and they're able to come in and shop freely without having too much contact with other people. So a limited access model is what we're hoping to roll out in 2 weeks. So that's under COVID level 3, and that would be kind of a similar model to the pharmacies in New Zealand are already doing, which is letting a certain amount of customers into the store at a time, obviously what we'd call triaging them at the door. So that type of thing. So I think that's going to be good. And then under level 2, well, let's just see what the guidelines are for level 2. I mean, pharmacy is a little bit different, so I think that we'll continue with the triage system even under level 2. I mean, it all depends on, what's coming out of the Ministry of Health and what guidelines that are set out for the healthcare sector, just to make sure that we continue to operate safely.
Of course. Well, I hope you do keep taking care of yourself in your bubble at home, and all the very best to your stellar staff down at Life Pharmacy Coastlands. Thank you for your time this afternoon, Sharleen.
Thanks so much. And can I just say to all the wonderful people out there that we've been delivering to and putting the money into our bank account because there's, no contact payment sort of thing, we are offering a delivery service. So if there's anyone out there that needs medication and they're stuck, if they can get their script to us via fax or get their doctor to send it through to us, we are delivering 5 days a week, and we'll continue to run that service for the next, foreseeable future anyway. And you can buy other goods as well. So if you need something else, some cough medicine or something, we can sort that out for you. So, we are operating. It's just a little bit different, and we really appreciate everyone's, kindness is a big one. Kindness and everyone's support through this time.
Awesome stuff, Sharleen. Thank you so much, and all the very best.
Thanks so much. Have a good day.